Hello?
If you're not close to the Black Stars, you may want to dismiss it, but it's a reality of the Black Stars. And it didn't start now. As far back as 1991, I've been very closely associated with the Black Stars, always in camp with them. And I remember very well that in 1977, before the Cup of Nations, we had a pastor at men's room. So all he did was to just pray for the team anytime we're going. That's as far as I remember. Over the period of 1981, now a so-called spiritualist will be brought to come, and before we go for matches, we would surround a candle, be praying. And I remember very well, before we played against Zambia, Georgia's days, a certain chanting, we all had to repeat those things. And I remember Alimau, Shankara, we were repeating those things. We went
speaking in tongues.
I don't know.
Alimau, Shankara. Alibaba in the 40 tips.
And I remember we went and lost that match. Tony Boy was the striker at the time, Pokunti and others. And Georgiata was so furious, he attacked that spiritualist. In the Black Stars, unfortunately, again, I remember very well, during the days of Atoste, as the then Secretary for Youth in Sports, we went to Cote d'Ivoire. I don't want to mention names, but Opokunti was the captain of the team, and we were told to go to, the team flew to Cote d'Ivoire. We were told to go to Cape Coast to see a settings spiritualist. And when we went...
That was 84.
Okay.
84.
That's right.
Cote d'Ivoire.
Cote d'Ivoire. The woman told us we had to wait for a while because the angel had traveled. And we had to go to the beach to sit under coconut tree for so many hours, came back, eventually the angel had arrived. So she said the match was a very difficult one, but we're going to lose by 2 goals to 0. But she had managed to change the score, so give us a bottle of water to go and do stuff. We lost the match by 2 goals to 0. And these things have been going on. Unfortunately, at this level, it's a major problem in the national team. You guys have no idea how it's destroying the Black Stars. Unfortunately, for players who play their trade abroad, I'm just wondering why they believe so much in this superstition. And some argue that, of course, I shouldn't forget that before they went to Europe, they're from this part of the world. But the sad truth of the matter is that if you know the extent to which this is destroying the Black Stars. And I'll give you a specific example. I won't go into details because I've privileged information which is not supposed to be shared to the public. But in Gabon, Equatorial Guinea, certain things happened within camp that horrified the then manager of the side, Lavi. And that is why in his report, confidential report, he said that the FA must take steps to disabuse the minds of the players of the use of juju, because everybody was talking about juju, how certain players were using juju against them. It was ridiculous. I remember very well, as I said, I won't go into details, but John Pencil happened to be the only one who rose up against his colleagues and wondered how any one of them could believe in this rubbish. But it's something that is festering in the national team, and I believe that if need be, either very, very serious psychologists must work on the psyche of these players about the importance to just dwell on the technicalities and your ability and all that, and leave the rest to the Almighty God. But unfortunately, to the extent that certain players will not wear certain numbers even in camp, certain players will not go near certain players. Some were so scared they had to leave their rooms to go and sleep in other rooms. It's horrible. And I'm saying that this is something, in my candid opinion, humble opinion, is disturbing the team so much so that I believe we must confront it. And if the FA can arrange, I don't know how they're going to do that, but it's important for serious mind psychologists to work on the psyche of these players, because we have a game, an impending game. I know a lot of people have thrown their hands in despair. I have not given up.
I personally believe Nigeria are beatable. Until we play those 2 legs, I'm not going to give up. I still believe we are capable of qualifying for the World Cup. Before we went to the Cup of Nations in Cameroon, I didn't believe we were going to win. I didn't believe it. But I also didn't think we'd play so abysmally. At least in a group that involved Comoros and Gabon, I was confident we'll sail from that group.
Although we're not going to win, I didn't think we could win. But
when those teams are preparing very well, you are depending on
yeah. No, I understand. That's what I'm saying. We should work on that. But I'm saying that we have an impending game, and it cannot be all gloom and I don't believe that. I think that there is an opportunity for us to. It's a win the day. This is a dab, and I'm confident that it will do the right thing.
What you advocated for, to me, is the immediate solution.
Yeah.
Trying to get a psychologist to disabuse their mind.
Yeah.
Superstition is everywhere.
Okay.
Okay. I read about a book, a baseball club in America. The coach put their sticks in a wheelbarrow and took them away and brought them back and said he had taken them to a spiritualist, well-known spiritualist who had prayed over it and said they were going to win. It was all psychological.
Yeah.
So the psychological aspect immediately, to me, is fine.
Yeah.
Let's go and let's look at the mid-term and the long-term approach. This issue is endemic in our society, in our system, at the coast level, at the club level.
I have experienced it.
It's there. It's there.
Yeah.
You see, I've witnessed matches that players refuse to use the main gate. I remember House of Folk vividly. House of Folk, Okwa United, Samokwe and others, they told them that, look, when you go to the main gate, you are finished. Samokwe had to climb on the backs of supporters and all that. Somebody will say, I have to be the last person to enter the stadium and all that.
Yeah.
So it starts from coast level.
Yeah.
I tell you what, my experience, I played a coast team. I wasn't that a good player. I was an average player. Coast team. And before we went for the game, we were put in a room. They lit candles and all that. They said they should play, blah, blah, blah. During that time, I think my legs were tired and I kicked one of the candles and it fell down. I think about 10
diagrams were done.
10, 15 or 20 minutes, I got injured. You know what they said? Because I kicked the candle. So you see, right at the infant stage,
but the point,
you are indoctrinated.
Yeah, but it's the reason we should disabuse their minds. It's so senseless.
What I'm saying is that,
Doctor,
na face up masan can see piece MP no send me women's organizer, send me women's organizer. Me I'm not interested, not today, not tomorrow.
Doctor,
Nothing was going to see. I'm not doing it. You can't force me to do anything. No. There's nothing that you can't compete. There's nothing that can happen. But I told them man, there's something to say. You are angry now.
When I don't go talk,
I'm taking my bride back. Oh, you think I'm joking? I'm not like two children. So this why you have children, you wait for me. You wait for I go Maria now. Maria. I think I'm joking. Ma, please, I beg you. I respected you, but your daughter, she. I never expected this from your daughter. So all this why you are here, please. You are here. Only to meet your daughter. Oh, you told her. So why she don't offend me?
I don't know if she not tell you.
She not tell me.
Oh, no.
Come, don't near me. This thing is here.
That's how you tell this.
Wait, that's how this. My bride pack, when I bring her back, I don't know. Don't get. Don't get back to you. Very wicked. This girl is very wicked.
Why you don't tell her?
Your daughter do not text. I'm very unselfish.
Madam, tell them now. People are going to see my yam. When the man person gets different, I'm going to tell them.
See your friends and they tell you no.
And I want to hold them now. I don't want to go to the church. No, do this in class.
Oh, no, she everything. They took us for this marriage.
Mr. Co-Chair, that took me for a loop since I did not know what the President's Cathedral was. Honorable Co-Chairs, let me first submit that I'm uncomfortable about the formulation of this ground. It presupposes that Parliament is assuming the jurisdiction to enforce and or interpret a provision of the Constitution against the combined effect of Articles 2(1) and 131, which grants the sole and exclusive power to the Supreme Court. Nonetheless, I say with both humility and confidence that I have not breached the Constitution in making payments to support the construction of the National Cathedral of Ghana.
Mr. Minister, Mr. Co-Chairman, clarify that I don't quite comprehend the point you make. The committee seems to be assuming what constitutional, assuming constitutional positions that you don't believe we're entitled to. There is an allegation that some monies have been withdrawn from the Constitution, from the Consolidated Fund. The point made by the proponents is that they believe that those monies were withdrawn unconstitutionally. We are not here to interpret any constitution, just simply asking you to respond to that allegation. Whether it is true or not, we have no clue. So if you challenge the constitutionality of it, let's hear your grounds in respect of that.
Mr. Co-Chair, let me then proceed to really talk about exactly what you have.
You may well do.
Honorable Co-Chairs, 3 days ago, when the proponents were here, they alleged I had made payments from the contingency fund to support the National Cathedral. I want to state that this is just not true. Let me be categorical. I have taken no money from the contingency fund to make payments for the National Cathedral. Mr. Co-Chair, that took me for a loop since I did not know what the President's Cathedral was. Honorable Co-Chairs, let me first submit that I'm uncomfortable about the formulation of this ground. It presupposes that Parliament is assuming the jurisdiction to enforce and or interpret a provision of the Constitution against the combined effect of Articles 2(1) and 131, which grants the sole and exclusive power to the Supreme Court. Nonetheless, I say with both humility and confidence that I have not breached the Constitution in making payments to support the construction of the National Cathedral of Ghana.
Mr. Minister, Mr. Co-Chairman, clarify that I don't quite comprehend the point you make. The committee seems to be assuming what constitutional, assuming constitutional positions that you don't believe we're entitled to. There is an allegation that some monies have been withdrawn from the Constitution, from the Consolidated Fund. The point made by the proponents is that they believe that those monies were withdrawn unconstitutionally. We are not here to interpret any constitution, just simply asking
you to respond to that allegation. Whether it is true or not, we have no clue. So if you challenge the constitutionality of it, let's hear your grounds in respect of that. And then we'll
Mr. Co-Chair, let me then proceed to really talk about exactly what you have.
You may well do.
Honorable Co-Chairs, 3 days ago, when the proponents were here, they alleged I had made payments from the contingency fund to support the National Cathedral.
Hello? Hello? I hope say onwe a chiao a bia obia a chiao. Member Modi answer obesha mobi na ononso to me abedwane program ni bi machine gun picture ni anadwi me chiao bebre nkranfo me nyanam nkranfo so me ganyo dugba. All right, Kevin Taylor chiao edma power ye. So what mean is say ma no kre aye adwuma. I don't think that the piano we will keep on following you because you're a good person. O kind of pray. And yet dear any petty and a wobeka. The old feel say no creno and who eduma and away. And you are very good at it. Nakupon shop on Fensha Obusia no BBR. But your mammy chia madofo kakra and tentem kra and sana mastati my first segment. All right, inti Pauline Bridget appear ewaha Tina Votia ewaha Tina Votia ewaha Aretha Okwe and so waha Mitchell Similao ononso ewaha I William Cobb ewaha I Dean Sally ewaha Matilda Mensa ewaha Elom Tick and so waha Rashida 2 Junaid also ewaha Alfred Kwame also ewaha James Abedepe and so ewaha me only old soldier I hope so here Klaus Yagira Olympio and so ewaha T and Mackenzie God likely and so ewaha but chamunyina big time chamunyina akupon shamo ene medical can say you program bi a ye be say this starting the segments no na sa program no program bi a ye be say ye ma no etiate say yie na Ghana for enso etumi ehu program no ase yie I police right public rights I police right public right na sa program we ye ne opanyi bi a motene din atene voice a che sometimes we be chiri madwene on police issues on na me frɛ no law no so oya ade wo ho because once the police in there you have to know the law and you know they are taught also until the retired ASP Franklin Nate. I hope I spelled the Nate right. If not, I will get it right. This is our first segment. From now onwards, we're going to have this. And our segment, we be segment via a mene retired ASP Franklin Nate and a best our program way. Enti ono no obechire yen enyema yehia se yehunu things we are supposed to know as a people. Yes, you see yehunu as a people. Na afi so no uye police ni a enyema bi ehinta wa unnimu a police mpanyifo nimu omo nkancha wa yede we o hawo na tete ya yede tete mu ene nyema nyina eno na many papa we ebeka wasem because police ni panyini pa moreover so nya no nko aso public rights into program where a PRPR, yes, PRPR, a public police right, public right. Into also nipa na also ti wana wa Ghana no. So right. The police ni chiwa. Kwan on the be faso. Kwan on kasa no be kasafa. How on the be dealing. Ni sanya mani nyina. Very important that we know all that. Here, see be hu sanya mani nyina. Into mesre say mobile share program we ediama yenuanom so na be ya wo mo betumi asua de because this is very 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 important and I'm being real with you, very, very important. Say, you bet me who sa nyama we nyina. Aye, you bet me who sa nyama we nyina. Very important. Enti, Mr. Anope enumerate your first segment eba be no police right, public right. Aye, you be the weekend no excessively. You be BM on the weekend if there's time. Enti mene Kevin ebedi hu nkomo so bibia to yi a na afi ye hu kwan be fa so a ye be yes program we na afi ya fa so na etumi da boa a police for any public the public na omu nyina omu ye yi no na omu nyina etumi akoso yi ai enti ene medical ASP edikan e wo line no so enti ene police right public right bacho shema obi maybe a otibia but mo de shema obi na ye nyina ye nko yanim se na be ya ye betumi aboa na program we aye kama because nyema ni bi ho a wonte ase police so mu a nyema obetumi aye a obetumi di aboa ho apel ba bia fa na wo atowa obe respect o nyema nyema ai obugu so usu nim law because police ni de unim law na ohyiawa bebre no de be yew ai bebre e no de be yew nti ye mpesa de no nti ye new program we a new segment no a police right public right police right public right se na be ya wo so be bene e wo sa adwuma ye ye mu na wo so wo na ma wo hu de wo be ye ho e ba cho so wani gi sa program we hu a ansa de be ko ye main show na mesro omodia na mami 2 why na mami 2 we bet to me the questions so about you can bring your questions and then when you bring your questions we can ask uh ASP no so ano ai me nchere hu no mama enchia mpanyifo mo hwe me ahemfo ene teacherfo a policefo mpanyifo a mo hwe me nyina mechia mo mo yembo modia na yempe kwan papa so ne yemfa mwa ya policefo na wo mu ndi nokure ne yem yi a policefo a wo mu nye papa nyina free system no mu na papa emehim me na masenya kopo enhira mo saforo ni ufe machine gun preacher many better pa. Hello. ASB.
Hello.
ASB is saying.
Hello.
But you're here.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. You're online.
Hello.
You are online. I can hear you. What's it mean, Kang? Okay, I think we lost ASP. Let me recall him again right away. Let me call him again. Hello? ASP, what's it mean, Kang? That's good. Welcome to Wrap Up.
Thank you.
Good. And then your first day into your bay bridger ewaha. Send a baya be a was be and so a betia said yama getting be and then I said and then obey introduction to the program no. Now for questions be wa maybe say bisao and then the ohona or more musu was some more a questions be bisano or musu to me a bisa na ye to me akoyanim pepe and it come.
Sure.
I hope say bibia echo kama.
Yeah, me I don't maybe I come up.
That's good. Eja bacho ubetimi I introduce you who ewo police mu how long you were in the police when you got out of the police and you know how you love the police and how you think the police should be at this moment in just a brief second maybe a minute or two.
All right. Thank you. Mr. O, I want Ghanaians and hello.
Yeah, because you visit you.
I want Ghanaians and the fellow police officers who will be listening to me say we are building this premise on the fact that Nansenya Dr. Akofa Segbefia Ebe Kan Assembly say the late Major retired Kwashigan Kan Assembly train say the president now was a year. So president no every year president Ghana will need to be decolonized again. And the police service we have now, in fact, it has been captured by political power. And therefore we need to rebuild this police if we want it a better police in the future. I don't know everything. But what I know, I will put it forward so that it will help in building. We, those in the diaspora and those in the country, will all come together and have a very good policing service, which, in fact, when the members are happy, we will also be happy and will be protected. Now, I am ASP Franklin Nate, retired. I was enlisted into the police service in 1994. And then I came out 30th April 2019. So I have worked over 25 years. Now, I'm a graduate from the University of Ghana. I currently just completed my MPhil in Industrial and Organizational Psychology. As I speak to you, I have been in different positions in the police service. I investigated cases. I did prosecution as a station officer. I was in charge training school as a chief inspector in charge training. I was a patrol commander in the Upper East region as a national patrol commander, regional commander. I also acted as a PIPS officer, or Police Intelligence and Professional Standards, as a 2IC in Kumasi for under Mr. Kofi Buachi when he was the regional commander. Finally, I also teach at the police training school. I also write exams for police officers, their promotion exams. I teach police officers who went to write exams to pass into the police, senior police corps. I did service. I was the staff officer for Kofi Buachi before leaving the service. So this is so far my resume.
All right, good. Have you regretted of being a police?
I have never regretted being a police officer because even where I am now and what I do, I'm respected because of my knowledge in the police service. And I think the police has prepared me to, because I just completed O-level when I joined the police service. It is in the police I have my A-level. It is in the police service I went to teacher training college. It is in the police service I have my degrees. So I can't say that I have regretted. The police have actually built me. And I'm grateful to the Ghana Police Service. And I want to mention names like Mr. Afogan, is a retired DCOP called Afogan. They were the people who trained me. Mr. Aprofi Asiedu, they were the people who trained me. I have not forgotten Abbas Abba, even though I fought with him. Abbas Abba, they were the people who made me what I am. So I'm proud, and Mr. Kofi Buachi, I will always be grateful to him for what he has made me. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Me too. My name is Machine Gun Preacher. I'd love to go to police service, but to be an investigator, but I couldn't get a chance to. So my fake police name is Gregor.
Yes, I know you are. I know you are a special agent, Gregor. Yes.
Exactly. All right. So, ASP. So, can we talk a little bit about oath of secrecy and police, or oath of secrecy and police oath? Okay. What is the two difference?
Okay. The oath of secrecy and the police oath are oaths that are taken in certain organizations. When you join the organization, there are certain things you are supposed to or certain things called classified information, which you don't need to tell others. And the reason why I'm happy you asked this question, the other day when I spoke to you, a police officer called me to say that I should know that I am, even though I'm retired, I can be held for the information I'm giving out. And I want to make it clear that every information I give out is in the public domain, because the CI 76, which is the Police Service Regulation 2012, it is a document that is sold to the public. It is in the publishing corporation. Anybody can go and buy it and know what policemen are supposed to do. So me bringing that out doesn't mean I bring out any classified information. I want the police officers to know that in the first instance. I'm going to say that, one, if you are an officer, according to that Regulation 31, that is the Police Service Regulation 2012, in it we have Regulation 31. And Sub-Regulation 2 says that when you are an officer, whether you retire or not, or active service, you will not divulge an unauthorized, any information to an unauthorized person. Information that remain are classified. Or you will not remove any official document or send official document to unauthorized destinations. As I was explaining to you the other day, that any police officer telling you the secrets of investigation in the police service can be held by the service, and that they can be dealt with. But when we talk about classified information, what are they? One, personal information relating to another police officer. So if I talk about the father, it is because of Mr. Dr. Dampari. That is why police officers are no more getting academic promotions. I am not bringing anything out. This is a known information in the police service. That Mr. Dampari came to police and was jumped with ranks because he has a certificate he already kept, and he knows. So what I'm saying, if it is a lie, all policemen will come and tell you, those who know about it. So this is not secret. That somebody will say that I am bringing his information out. That is not true, and he knows. Then number two, information concerning operational activities of the service. So my brother Machine Gun Preacher, right now, if I am investigating a case that involves your boss, Kevin Taylor, and I call you because you are my friend, and I tell you that, look, we are going to arrest Kevin Taylor because he has done this, he has done that, he has done that. Then I'm divulging an information which you don't need to hear. That is an operational or service information. Not talking about somebody who has used a wrongful way of getting promotion, and that has today affected other policemen. That is not something we should hide. Then also, we have instructions and directives concerning operations. So for instance, if my boss tells me that we are going to make a soup that is round up criminals in a particular place, and a policeman calls any friend that goes to those places, like in the wee base and all that, and then we go there, the people scatter. If the information comes that there was a policeman in our group that did that, then that policeman divulged an information which he's not supposed to do. Let's take when Osama bin Laden, the military men that left America to go and do that, they didn't know where they were going because they were not told the information. That is how, but in police sometimes we have something called briefing and debriefing. You have to brief your people about the whatever operation you are going to carry on. And there are some unscrupulous policemen. I'm telling you, unscrupulous, because today in the Ghana Police Service, we have people who leak information about these operations to the criminals. Are you getting it?
Yes.
So if you do that, then one way or the other, you are giving out a classified information. Now, any matter concerning transactions, concerning decision, for instance, police management board, police regional board, disciplinary board, they may take a decision. Whatever decision they take, it's not up to you, a policeman, to go and tell people in the public. Today, you will see police information, media, say police administration and kasa. Today, we will go and put police promotion issues, police transfers in papers. It never happened. The transfer of the police is not something that should be discussed in public domain. But today, politically, so if the police administration is telling the whole world that this policeman is transferred from this place to another place, what is wrong today if others also leak information? The police administration itself is working against the rules. And so other policemen who are being held for doing the same thing is wrong. Because the decision of the former of police management board to transfer a policeman should not be in public domain. But the police administration today is posting that this regional commander has been sent to this place. Why?
ASP, the pacho, I had all the training Grania Frafra. Why?
Yo.
Adanya, the Frafra.
In fact, I mean, Frafra because I was living in a.
Okay, young boy, maybe I ebeji.
And you know, Mr. Say, the police, if they want to our integrity and our image, if we want to maintain it, the police administration must go by first obeying the rules themselves. They should stop publishing things that the public doesn't need to consume. The public want the police to stop being corrupt. The public want the police to stop bullying them. It is not about your transfer and about your promotion. The police administration should take this seriously. And if you do this, then the policemen will also follow suit. But if you come and publish that, I am this, I am that, I am that. In fact, we will go into matters. I don't want to end it, but I just want to say that the classified informations are what we are not supposed to give out to people. And if you do it, there is a punishment for you. Like you are liable to a prosecution. You either be prosecuted by the court, or you will be dealt with by disciplinary measures constituted by the police administration itself. So to my police colleagues, the administration is doing something which is not good by publishing information about your transfer and so many things. It's not good. But that should not give you the ability to be leaking information about operations of the service to others. If you are caught, you can be dismissed because it constitutes a major offense. And the major offense comes with either you are dismissed, you are removed, or you are reduced in rank. I know how you suffer to get your rank. So please guard against giving out information that you are not supposed to give. Thank you.
So, ASP, can we discuss a little bit about the police conditions of service?
Very well.
Condition of service.
The conditions of service are so many, but let's take few.
Okay.
Let's take hours of work.
Okay.
If you take the regulation I'm talking about, in fact, I will get you a soft copy of this because it is on the internet.
Okay.
I will get it for you so that you will also learn from it.
That's good.
If you go to regulation 35 of the CI 76, one says that the minimum working hours for policemen should be 8 hours like any other person. Okay? But I tell you today, many policemen are working 12 hours, 24 hours a day. If you go to Uwasi, I want to tell you this because the men are shocked. I witnessed policemen who go to duty in the night, barrier duty or other duties, bank duties. They close and in the morning they come home, bath and go back to the day work to perform work in the day.
ASP.
Now, yes.
Hold on for a minute. I've heard that the best duty post for policemen is the duty barrier, the barrier. I hear they like it the best. Barrier, roadside.
Snapchat.
Exactly. Why?
All right. Not all policemen actually like the barrier duty because some even will tell you that they are not interested because the barrier, you have passed through the police barrier, the police staff check. They take advantage. When the driver comes, hey, about driver, I just say, and then you want to do too much. With blah, 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 blah. And then now I will see. And what would him say? If we are willing to can put you and I can bucket it. It's not allowed. It's against the law. And the driver said, oh, meaning I said, why would you say, what do you that is why most of the immunity barrier. But the barrier duty is a very important thing. If not because of the money that has colored the place, the barrier duty, in fact, is many criminals have been arrested at barrier duties. Many armed robbers have been caught in barrier duties. But because the money has colored in, sometimes even if the policeman, look, let me tell you, I was on barrier duty when I was a corporal. And then a man came and gave us, at the time, that was in 2004, and the man gave us an amount, I think 20 cities. That time, it was a big money. And the moment he gave the money, then I told the inspector that, no, matter, what have we done for this man to give us this money? This is too much. Let's check this car. So we stopped him. He said, oh, sir, I have settled you. I said, yes, we know, but calm down. Do you know we found arms in the car? Yes. Because if he gives 1 cedi, that will not raise any suspicion. But to give us that money, I think it was too much. So I felt in me that this man was actually trying to overcompensate us. So we tried and we checked and we got him, and there were arms in his car.
I see. So
the police today, the men today, I'll land right now. The men today will rather go into praising him. Oh, thank you, sir. Alaji, thank you, sir. They will not raise suspicion. They will not raise any suspicion that Sikaya Papa Mai and those who do. Honey, walk where I can. No, there is something he's trying to cover. Nothing like that. That is where the danger lies. So what are you doing your motivation?
Now, the moment of truth. This is out of the question, but I just want to ask it. I hear that every money gathered at the barrier or wherever, snap check or whatever, I understand that it's divided into 3. That is some of the rules and regulations of some of the police officers. You don't have to answer that. But for me, I know that is divided into 3. One goes to the commanders or whoever, and the person himself takes one. Is that true?
I will not lie to you. The thing is this: it's not 3. If you say it's 3, it's not 3. When I was a constable, I was following the seniors who were doing these things. Even though the regional commander did not ask for this money, even though the divisional commander has not asked for this money, the inspector in charge feels that if I'm reported today and that I have extorted money, who are those who will help me? So whatever money they get, they go. There are some regional commanders who will tell you that I don't like it, take your money away. Where did you get it? There are some divisional commanders, but others too will grab it very fast, like how our president grabbed the money that was brought to
with his 2 hands
in the brown envelope. See how he grabbed it? Some will also grab it like that.
Yeah.
They will grab it, but others don't like it. And it's not a law in the police service that when you go on barrier, come and pay. I also know some unscrupulous district commanders who will tell you that if you don't bring this amount, you will not go to the barrier. So there are policemen who go to the barrier and they don't get the money, so they have to use their pocket money to pay. If you like, do a survey, secret survey among policemen, the young boys. They will tell you. They will tell you that. Yes, they will tell you that their regional commanders and their unit commanders and district commanders, they give them quota.
Wow.
Let me tell you, in 2009, we went for 2010, I was at the MTTB as a station officer. So we went to meet the IGP to see how we can stop corruption in the MTTU. Mr. Alasa was the IGP. Mr. Avogan was the MTTU commander in Accra at that time. We have Madam Osei Puku. She was welfare. We went to the meeting. I raised my hand and I said, if commanders stop giving us quota that come and pay this, then the young men will go and will do their work properly and they will not collect money. I have asked this question in the police cafeteria, but then I was a chief inspector. And some of the senior officers, they were swearing that they have never taken such monies before. And I remember Mr. Julius Afogan. This UP retired, he's alive today. He's a Christian, so he doesn't lie. He said, this is a stone. Any of you, the senior officers, should collect the stone and throw it at me that you have never collected road money. None of them was able to collect the stone and throw at him. What I'm saying today, Mr. Bogan, if he hears it, because he is my role model. So I always mention his name. He said this. So the barrier, yes, there are some unscrupulous district commanders and unit commanders who tax their boys, go and bring this and they get, but the police administration does not approve of this. That is why when you are briefed to report this matter at the headquarters, it is investigated and the culprits are dealt with.
Okay, thank you very much. Let's go back to the condition of service.
Okay. Yes, so I was saying that it is every police officer, the rule says you should do 8 hours. And the law says that if an officer works beyond that specified hour, and there should be a monetary compensation. Policemen are not compensated. They take the same money they take for working 12 hours and more. Today, go to any of the banks, the policemen are doing a 12 hours shift. When the law says they should do 8 hours, they do it and they close, they go to another duty. So how do you think they'll be physically strong? How do you think they'll be psychologically sound? Policemen are being overburdened. When you come to transfer, people choose where they want to go. When a policeman is a recruit at depot, he has big men to work for him. So all the policemen are in the cities, few are in the villages. So imagine being in a village, 5 policemen with about 1,000 people in a village. How are you going to manage those people?
Yeah.
So the policemen they have to be working day and night. You see? So, and as I was telling you this, we have in the police headquarters a transfer board headed by a commissioner of police. But the transfer in the police service, there are policemen. The law says that no police officer should spend more than 10 years in any region. And nobody should spend more than 5 years in any station. But as I speak to you, a policeman was transferred from training school to Asamoah. He has been there for 15 years now. He's a sergeant, from recruit constable to sergeant in Asamoah town. 15 years, when nobody is supposed to spend even 10 years in a region. But one station, how would that policeman be happy? That policeman came to see me at the headquarters. I went to see a member of the transfer board and I gave reasons. Do you know that when I left the headquarters, they removed the name from the transfer list? He is still there now. So he's been there more than 15 years.
Oh, wow.
In Accra.
Yes. What is his name?
I'll give that name to you afterwards.
Afterwards,
I'll give it to you.
Okay.
At Asamoah, yes, in the northern region. You understand? We have policemen in outside regions, the northern regions, the village, water region. They remain in one place for more than the constitutionally, mandated years. The police administration should take this seriously. Look, there are policemen who don't even have record of how many years they have spent at the place, which is very bad. So we are pleading with the police administration. If we want a police administration that will be vibrant, we want the police administration that will have on record when a recruit is posted to the place. The moment it is 5 years at the station, it should show red. There are technicalities, they can put technology there. It shows red. Then you pick all the red people, you can switch them to different stations under the region. When they are 10 years, you move them from there to another region. You keep a policeman at one station for over 10 years. How do you want him to perform? He is known by everybody. He can compromise his position. You understand? So if we are fighting corruption in the police service, transfers should be done, and the policemen should be compensated for extra hours they do. If those things are being done, which policeman will be collecting money from others, apart from those who give to the police service, blockheaded, who know that they cannot learn and go forward. And for that matter, all they need is money. But I want to tell them, most of the FGTU people who collect money from people, they don't retire healthy to go and enjoy their house. They die before the time. They should know. If they don't know, they should contact me. I'll give them names of people who collect money from constable to chief inspector. When they go on retirement, they die before even going to their houses. So they should pay attention. We are fighting for them to be transferred on time, to be paid compensation for the extra hours they do. That's what we have started doing now, you and I and other people. Yeah.
That's right. So can we break down the National Transfer Board? Who are included in the National Transfer Board?
Very well. The National Transfer Board at the headquarters is headed by a commissioner of police.
Okay, COP.
COP.
Now, before you go down, the COP, what is his rank underneath the IGP?
Oh, Commissioner of Police. You see, the IGP is just a political appointment. All the commissioners qualify to be IGPs. So COP, a commissioner of police, that is the last rank you can get in the police service.
Okay, all right. So that's what I wanted to know. Okay.
Very good.
Okay.
So a commissioner of police, which is the IGP's caliber, so he's a member of the former police management board.
Okay.
And then we have a representative from the CID.
Okay.
Then we have a representative from the police operations, that rep of the operational unit, yes.
Okay.
Directorate. Then we have the Director General of Finance.
Okay.
Now, why is it that we have a Director General of Finance? Every policeman that is transferred from one station to another needs to be given a transfer grant. So if the finance director is not aware, then it means that that person will not get it. Now, I have seen something in the law, and I want to tell them that it is wrong. If I stay more than 5 years at the station, and I bring it to your notice that police administration, I have been more than 5 years in my station, and you transfer me maybe from Ejisu to Nkoko, because I have informed you, the law says that if you requested for a transfer, you should not be paid transfer grant. It is wrong. If I am a man and I said, no, my wife, because of the job she does, she cannot get transferred from Accra, and therefore I want to be transferred from Kufrudia to join my wife and children, that one is a request. But if I petition that I have stayed at one region for more than 10 years, or I have stayed in a station more than 5 years, and then you give me, they shouldn't treat it as a request. They should pay the policemen their due transfer grant. That is what I want to correct.
Okay.
Now, we have also Director General of the Service, Director General Services, Director General Welfare, and then we have the Chief Staff Officer, and then 2 other persons that are not below the rank of inspector. All these people form the transfer board. Why should all these people form the transfer board and still there is transfer problem in the service?
But I do believe that with this kind of people here, there may be a lot of corruption, because I know a few people who needed transfers and they were supposed to pay money before they were transferred.
You see, the thing is this. No member of the board can ask you to pay money. But when you yourself, you realize that you are overstay a place and you are demotivated, you are forced to go and see somebody to give money to help you. I myself, I can tell you that I stayed in Nankesi for 12 years, one station, one village station. One thing about me is I'm very brave. So I quoted the law and I write to them. By then this law was not there. So I wrote to one Dr. Peter. He was the staff officer at the time. In charge of human resource. He said, How can you finish university, do psychology, be a teacher, and be in that village? Then he caused my transfer to the training school because he was in charge of human resource. Now, I go there and I claim my transfer grant because I have not requested. I petitioned. The police officers fear to read these laws that are for them, their own book. They fear to read it. They are lazy in reading. That is why I'm calling on them. They own the book. They bought it. They should read it and fight for it. So as we are saying, it is true. Out of frustration, they pay money to be transferred. Sometimes even you pay, if it goes to the wrong hand, you don't get a transfer. And you can't even go for your money because it is wrong to pay money. So what you are saying is true, my brother. But we are calling on the transfer unit, the board, that they have a technology. When people are transferred to a place, just put it, and then when it is 5 years, it will be showing red on your website or whatever you create. And then you retransfer the people to another place. You make people spend 20 years in Accra. When others are in, they don't ask for them, they don't want to go to the village. Why? Why? I know Accra need more people, but the people in the village can also come. I have a mate who spent all his entire life in the headquarters. He was a typist. If I tell you the harm that guy has done to so many policemen, it will shock you. He has been on the head. He was given promotion on a recommendation. He became a police senior officer without writing police exam. When he failed police exam, I'm not going to put his name here. When it is time for your certificate is there for promotion, he will remove it. He didn't got my A-level certificate lost. I really want to prosecute him, but I just forgive him because he was my recruitmate. People like that are in the headquarters, trusted by police senior officers, and they put them there in confidential registry. And many policemen are suffering in their hands.
Wow. Now, ASB, my question that is coming from below the belt, but it's not part of what we are doing. But why do the police service even employs or train officers who can't read and speak English? Because I've seen a lot. I've seen a lot of policemen that can't speak English, neither could they read. How could you be a very good police officer and when you can't even read English or write it? How is that possible?
Machine gun preacher, please. It is not the police administration that enlists these people. Let me make it clear here. I am not speaking to destroy the Ghana Police Service. The Ghana Police Service has made me what I am, and I know the principles in the police service. No police officer will enlist uneducated people, especially those who cannot, if I say uneducated, formally educated, those who are formally educated. No, the police administration will never do that unless maybe you are a vocalist, you can sing, and you can play a drum, or you can play an organ, but you are not well educated. The police band will employ you based on that skill. But when it comes to general policemen, it is the politicians. And I'm giving you this 2008. We were all here when Asamoah came to boast that he brought 300 people to the police service. It is true. Some were brought to Kufurubia, where I was teaching as a classroom instructor. We used tree to teach them. Yes, I used tree to teach them. Some of our people who cannot speak tree have to speak pidgin to teach them. It is not the Ghana Police Service, the administration that has done that. Because, and the problem we have is because the IGP is appointed by the president. If we want the Ghana Police Service to be a police service that will all clap for and praise, I'm pleading with President Mahama. If he's going to come and God give him the opportunity, he should make sure that that part of the Constitution that empowers the president to select IGP should be stopped. I'm not the only one calling for this. Dr. Agojo, who the NPP today are prosecuting as a coup maker, made this in one of his teachings that the selection of the IGP should not be the responsibility of the president of Ghana, whether NPP or NDC. They should set up committee of knowledgeable people, of prominent people, of noble people, so that they will select among the qualified commissioners of police that will be paraded, that the police administration will bring forward. Mr. Kofi Ubachi, in one of the New Year school in Legon, also taught and emphasized on this. If Nanado has appointed Dampari as IGP, and Nanado has brought a list of 2,000 policemen from Achim, Abuakwa, or whatever, for them to be elected, can Dampari say no? Whether they are educated or not, Dampari fears to say no. That is how the politicians have gained ingress to the police administration. That's why they can command here and there. That is why people like Derry can go and say that when policemen voluntarily retire after serving 25 years, they are still strong to go and work, so they will not pay them monthly pension. People like Derry, I know him when he was in opposition, working in what do you call it? Sandals, torn sandals. I met him in his town when he was going to meet Nana. I went to greet him because he was my former minister. Do you understand? Today, he is talking jazz. So the politicians have hijacked the police service. And the question you have asked, for us to stop it and decolonize ourselves so that in the future, Ghana Police Service will be a place, let Ghanaians put pressure on Parliament to change that law. Honorable Mr. Tobu, Peter Tobu, MP for Tamale Central, I think so, has also been, he was a superintendent of police, retired. He was my senior. He taught me in some of my TOT classes, and so I respect him a lot. He has been calling for the same thing. So he is in the parliament now, and they should press forward so that the IGP will never be appointed by a president. When Mr. Mahama comes, fine, he can do it and quickly change the law so that after 4 years, that the next IGP that will be coming will not be appointed by any president, but by a committee set up so that those people will be, the president will not be a boy in the pocket of the president and the politicians who can toss him here and there. Like Honorable Kennedy Ajapon can call Dampari any name and say any nonsense to him. Call, what do you call it? The one who has left, give them any nonsense name. Who are you, MP? People voted for you to be insulting people who have worked hard to earn their reputation. So until we do this, you will see policemen who are, excuse me to say, who are not physically fit, mentally fit, emotionally fit to be police officers. In fact, the police service is like a teaching work. Not everybody can teach. Teaching work, that is why we have teachers poisoning our students today. They don't know. The police is a special work like the army, where people must be physically fit. The police has its own criteria, but the politicians will not allow them. They must be mentally fit, psychologically fit. They must be academically good.
I see.
So, because without that, you can't learn. You can't learn anything and then behave like the democratic policing that we want, the police administration want to achieve in its strategic plan.
All right. So, can we jump straight to leave? You know,
yes.
The leave and all that, because that's very important. That's very, very important in policing, because I see policemen who don't even have a day to rest. They are always on the way.
Thank you very much. In fact, the police has 9 types of leave. 9. But many of the policemen are not aware of it. That they have these 9, and some of them, they don't even have to apply. Automatically, they are entitled to it. And let me quickly run through it. Every police officer, according to the regulation 65 of the CI 76, have annual or vacation leave, which is 42 days. But I tell you, they are not giving this 42 days always. Whenever they apply, they tell them, because we don't have men, go and spend 7 days and come. Go and spend 21 days and come. And sometimes they forfeit the rest the whole year. And this is included with weekends. 42 days with weekends included. So the police doesn't have that much days to rest in a whole year. But they are, many of them, I tell you, I stayed in the service for 5 years without leave. 5 years. I was not granted leave because I was there in the station with my chief inspector. We were only two at the station. So who will go on leave? Nobody.
I see.
So they should take note of that. Now, a leave in the police service is also like a privilege, but not a right. In that there are some particular time in the year where police cannot grant leave. So like from November going, when we are getting to festivity time, the police want to take care of the public, and therefore up to about February, leave is suspended. Those days, you can have leave like casual leave, which is a maximum of 10 days in the year. You can apply for casual leave. That is not much. You can also apply for compassionate leave, which is 5 days in the calendar year. You are entitled to this. There is one that policemen don't know, and I want to tell them. These two, we have this embarkation leave. Police officers that go to UN mission. So the moment they come, they are given 2 weeks to rest after staying 1 year out of Ghana. Now, 69, Revolution 69, I can post-operation leave. And just say, we are police in out in Ghana. And I new copying bill for operation for 1 month. So, you automatically you have 5 days to rest. You don't need to apply for it. But do you know that time now hold you out to a duty until you will not even have the 5 days to go. By the time you return from your operation, you are not duty train. And this is happening in the police service. I want the police administration to take notice of that and educate the people that as per their 1 month operation outside their station, 5 days, they don't need to ask for it. It's free. You have to rest for that 5 days before you start work. Then we talk about also leave of absence. Me dey my enjoy leave we in because me name law no dey because me dey way off. And leave of absence. Police need be waiting 5 years for police. Our person, a juma no my 5 years. My brain, a person me home. Then I will sit here. You can write 5 years. When you write for 1 year and you go and rest, you do whatever. You don't need to give any reason. Now, the only thing say, who was I leave now? Your mouth promotion. Who will leave now? You will not get your promotion. You will come back, and before you get your promotion. And you know, and only one thing. The police if one person who took quite I move through, and now who are now mom say, hey, if you don't come back, I will dismiss you. Write 1 year leave of absence. Send it to your commander. Let him forward to the headquarters. You are entitled to it.
Okay.
We also have the maternity and paternity leave. Now, the ways of police commanders treat our women on maternity leave is very wrong. According to maternity leave, who are 3 months? You 3 months. Now, who's on the annual leave account, which is 42 days. But it will surprise you to know, say, the police is paying me over. Or bad news saying yesterday you can see a PC, not enough for night duty. I make it in Kumasi. I was moving around barriers. I know I'm a supervising officer, so that may go up and down. We go to barrier here. Police need baby. And when you are, I can't know our barrier. And I say, who put you here? No, but police need here or a deputy commissioner. My friend Domaban, mentioning his name to the chance. Domaban. And I'm saying, what? One I'm a first station officer and say, you should find somebody to come and change the girl. And I mean, be able to come when they didn't go for you. I did see him become commander and one of them say, why should you do that? Or say, he has been in the service before me, I cannot tell him what to do. He's one of the regional commanders in the newly created regions.
I see.
And I mean, President say, Charles Domaban, whatever you are, treat policemen like your children. Treat them like your brothers. And the commanders, they should know how to handle our police women who are pregnant, who are going on maternity and so on. Now, one thing the ladies also take advantage of. When was a police name by be a man on maternity leave? Or ban no masanye. Or from maternity now ban no masanye. And she now some from. And that is also an advice to the police women. They should be careful. Whilst we are trying that the administration should help them, they should don't take advantage of the system. Men, they don't know that they have 7 days paternity leave. We also 7 days. Men be bringing and then we got to them. So we don't know if you with me 7 days now. So and that is about the leave. Now maybe if we have something on public right.
Yes, yeah. Let's do the public right, and then we will ask a very
okay.
Yeah.
One of the questions the public always ask is whether the police have any right to refuse bail.
Okay.
Said police bet me refusing bail. Sometimes we arrest some suspect, and maybe let's say we arrested somebody on Friday, and the person has committed rape. Rape is not anything that you can just grant bail. So the police may refuse bail on the grounds that the person might abscond. When he is released from cell, he might abscond. Or he might go and interfere with possible prosecution witnesses and the victim. And I say, he may do anything to endanger the life of whoever will be witnesses in the case. And for that matter, the police can refuse bail. And then on Monday, the police can take you to court and tell the court that we are investigating this person. And we have not finished our investigation. We want him to be lawfully remanded. Then the court can remand you either into police custody or prison custody for investigation to continue. So, say, microphone TSCR. And yes, will be Bobiaso, and then you can grant bail. And then you say, misdemeanor, and assault in this animal, something small. But when it comes to such grievous offenses, don't be worried. Don't say that the police have refused bail because they want money. No. They have the right to do that because they want to protect even the person who has done it. Some time ago, a man incidentally knocked down someone and the person died. He ran to the police station because the whole town folk were following him, and we put him in cells. Sometimes we place people in cells to protect them, not necessarily to punish them. So the public should take note of that. Then also, in recent times, we see policemen shooting indiscriminately.
I see.
How do we stop this indiscriminate shooting? Safuru, what will say? What be as a police in Libya? To make a bro. Where they now a new cry. I'm now a cry. Safety catching. Eventually say AK-47. Maybe open, close, see and close. Automatic is there. On him near NTB or Grant me who's a police to be grabbed by a charge office. Or Beji to so clear. He didn't even remove the magazine. Now, we have to run for our dear lives. And you know, actually, any train say, who got training away? Maybe our board got training the main house, me boss well. And I just say, before you claim, remove the magazine. Now, clock the rifle and fire and see whether there is any ammunition hidden in the chamber. Then you safely catch it and put your magazine back. But in fact, Entino, to me, I put in mechanisms, say enlistment, you better correct people. Any people who are not trigger happy, because when you are interviewing people, you will be able to dictate those people who are fit for the job. And moreover, so training period, NPP, anybody, excuse me to say, because it's under NPP government that we see policemen being trained for 2 weeks, 6 weeks, 5 weeks, and 4 weeks. it is under NPP. Between even first time, policemen were trained for 3 months. And under this government, policemen were trained for 6 weeks. How would that policeman be able? Because the minimum time of training the policeman is 6 months. But me, my time, we spend 1 year, 8 months, 9 months. Obviously, you are going for another 18-month training, basic training, before you are confirmed. If you put all together, it should be about 24 months. But and then, if Ghanaians want a peaceful country, a country without violence, a country without policemen who are shooting indiscriminately, then they should ensure that they put in place people, they put pressure on the police service, they put pressure on the parliamentarians so that they are able to enact laws that will help the police very well. So I've talked about how we will build a good police service for future by the enactment of parliamentary laws and those things that the president will not be the one who should be imposing IGPs on us. Yeah. IGPs they are learned in book, but when it comes to practical policing, they don't have anything in their hands. Dr. Dapari wouldn't be look, when I was a chief inspector, he came to pass out recruits. We normally write speeches for them. Almost speech once. Without missing a word in Kufuredia. I went to Accra headquarters, collect his credentials, came and typed everything. Speech once. Just one day. But when it comes to practical policing, I was thinking, say, appointing the IGP, he will collaborate well with Mr. Yohuno, Mr. Kofi Buachi, and all the policemen around him. But I don't know what is happening. Because with all those experienced people by him, and he's flopping like this, I'm sorry, especially in the areas of investigation, where police CIDs will come and tell the whole public that, oh, we have found the Takrady girls, and later will say, I'm just trying to console them. A police officer, commissioner, lying. Anyway, I want to assure Mr. Kofi Buachi, now I'm a politician, if he doesn't know. I'm now a member of the NDC, South London branch. I've registered for my card, and when he goes on pension, I'm assuring him, we'll bring him to be the IGP if the president still has the right to appoint IGP. Mr. Kofi Buachi, wherever you are, this is your boy, Franklin Nati, your staff officer. Thank you very much.
Thank you. ASP, can you give us one funny situation that you had in the police that is very funny at the same time very serious?
Okay, I will tell you one. I have one. There was this. I told you I'm a prosecutor, so I was prosecuting in a court in Asamoah case, a secret court. And this was an accident case where the driver had an accident and one person died, and then 4 others were also injured. So he was charged for 5 counts. The first one was 6 counts. The first one, he was charged for driving without valid license because his license expired before he was driving. And then inconsiderate and careless driving, 4 other charges. So when we go to the court, by then the judge who was there was called Mr. Emmanuel Siame, the late. Mr. Emmanuel Siame, the late. He became a high court judge, but he died. So he pleaded guilty to the fact that his license was expired. But the lawyers that day in court advised him, they acted as what? Friends of the court. And they said, look, the other charges are very difficult, they're very grievous. So he should say he's not guilty so that we go into trial. So he said he was not guilty to the 4 counts and we went into 2 years trial, my brother, 2 years.
Wow.
Now, they changed the lawyers, the judges were changed within the 2 years. Many judges came. The last one that came and took it, they call him Mr. Dakache. I'm mentioning his name because I'm not lying. Mr. Dakache. When he was pronouncing his judgment, verdict, he said the accused is acquitted of all the charges. And I raised my hand. I said, sir, initially we charged the man with 5 counts. He pleaded not guilty to 1. So today, if you found him not guilty to the other 4 charges, are you saying he is also not guilty for the one that he has already pleaded guilty? Then the judge went back to the back of the file and said, oh, my brother, sorry, because he has taken money. So he has then dragged I to already a plea that I was taken as guilty.
I see.
Then he asked me, Mr. Nandi, what do you want me to do? I said, I am not interested in the matter. I'm not just that. I'm not interested that they should kill this boy or they should, but do the right thing. And he gave him a fine, a miserable fine. Somebody's son was killed, a miserable fine. But later I heard that Mr. Dakache was sacked from the circuit court because he took bribe from somebody. I'm speaking with facts.
Yeah.
And that is why. Yeah.
Thank you very much. God bless you.
It was laughable that you will see clearly that somebody is guilty, but you acquit him on that matter. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Can you end for me? Can you talk to your policemen who are listening to you?
Yes. My fellow colleagues, this is your own man. I have some guy names in the police service. They call me Wabu. Abu. The meaning of the Abu is when I was teaching them for free for their own examination. And then one of them said, Abu, when I'm saying Abu, no, see, if you go to your in-laws farm and your in-law prepare a good stew with food, when you eat, then your weeding of the farm will be very, very, very nice. So one of my guy name in the police service was Abu. And then some also call me Nukufiu. Because when I'm teaching the law, I tell them that Nukufiu, you abandon all your integrity and those things. So some of my students call me Nukufiu. This is Nukufiu, alias ASP retired Franklin. Please. We want the good of the police. Myself and Machine Gun Preacher, we are trying to see how best we can even create some nice toilets and something good for you. So when you listen to me, don't insult me. Take the bad things that you are doing out. Accept the good ones. And then let's go forward. Thank you very much for listening.
Thank you, Ms. ASP retired Franklin Nete. Tomorrow we will continue this segment. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. I hope that was educative. I think it's very educative, and we are going to continue to do this. I think it's something that we need to continue doing on this platform. Loud Silence TV is a big platform that a lot of people listen to, and we want to help them. And when you get to a point, we are going to raise money, go to the police, prisons where there are things they need, and support them and help them out. Fix stuff that needs to be fixed and all that, and we all go on. But when you see me, don't give me a ticket, because I am doing a good job for you. All right, thank you. All right, so let's go on today's topic, which is very important, which is very, very important at this moment. And so my main topic today is very simple. Very, very simple. And this, our sister is misbehaving. But before we come back to what it is, then we will go on a short break and we'll be back in a few.
Those monies were withdrawn unconstitutionally. We are not here to interpret any constitution. Just simply asking you to respond to that allegation. Whether it is true or not, we have no clue. So if you challenge the constitutionality of it, let's hear your grounds in respect of that.
Mr. Co-Chair, let me then proceed to really talk about exactly what you have.
You may well do.
Honorable Co-Chairs, 3 days ago, when the proponents were here, they alleged I had made payments from the contingency fund to support the National Cathedral. I want to state that this is just not true. Let me be categorical. I have taken no money from the contingency fund to make payments for the National Cathedral. Mr. Co-Chair, that took me for a loop since I did not know what the President's Cathedral was. Honorable Co-Chairs, let me first submit that I'm uncomfortable about the formulation of this ground. It presupposes that Parliament is assuming the jurisdiction to enforce and or interpret a provision of the Constitution against the combined effect of Articles 2(1) and 131, which grants the sole and exclusive power to the Supreme Court. Nonetheless, I say with both humility and confidence that I have not breached the Constitution in making payments to support the construction of the National Cathedral of Ghana.
Mr. Minister, Mr. Co-Chairman, clarify that I don't quite comprehend the point you make. The committee seems to be assuming what constitutional, assuming constitutional position that you don't believe we're entitled to. There is an allegation that some monies have been withdrawn from the Constitution, from the Consolidated Fund. The point made by the proponents is that they believe that those monies were withdrawn unconstitutionally. We are not here to interpret any constitution. Just simply asking you to respond to that allegation. Whether it is true or not, we have no clue. So if you challenge the constitutionality of it, let's hear your grounds in respect of that.
Mr. Co-Chair, let me then proceed to really talk about exactly what you have.
You may well do.
Honorable Co-Chairs, 3 days ago, when the proponents were here, they alleged I had made payments from the contingency fund to support the National Cathedral. I want to state that this is just not true. Let me be categorical. I have taken no money from the contingency fund to make payments for the National Cathedral. Mr. Co-Chair, that took me for a loop since I did not know what the President's Cathedral was. Honorable Co-Chairs, let me first submit that I'm uncomfortable about the formulation of this ground. It presupposes that Parliament is assuming the jurisdiction to enforce and or interpret a provision of the Constitution against the combined effect of Articles 2(1) and 131, which grants the sole and exclusive power to the Supreme Court. Nonetheless, I say with both humility and confidence that I have not breached the Constitution.
Badio! Yeah! Badio! Yeah! Badio! Badio! Yeah! Badio! 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 Yeah! Yeah! Hey, Badio! Yeah! What? Badio! Yeah! Badio! Yeah! Badio! Badio! Yeah! Badio! 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 Yeah! Yeah! Hey, Badio! Yeah! What? Badio! Yeah! Badio! Yeah! Badio! Badio! Yeah! Badio! 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 Yeah! Yeah! Hey, Badio! Yeah! What?
Ya calculation, mami says,
What?
If I cost sika o. Who did delegation call climate change meeting? What did nipa 322? Omunyina koda hotel. Because Egypt won Ghana hotel be any ho. Omunyina koda hotel. Omu konso I can assure you nya don be koda Ghana embassy. Because Ghana embassy e fie be any ho. Room be any wa okoda ni nyina offices. Ni nyina offices. And I've gone to a lot of Ghana embassies across the world. Baby I'm too ko be dey am call Ghana embassy or even US. Minim Ghana mission or New York. Minim Ghana embassy or EFS DC. Hotel on Bekwakode for 322 people na yasan. Eh? Ansa na pedi am ombeje. Ansa na aduane ombedi. And what you want instead of being angry at this wastage, the IMF ne World Bank say we are bloody wasting money. We are bloody wasting money. Yeah, call a first world and 22 people call Egypt for climate change. Hey, Radi Yankopon. Any conference, if you also climate change conference. Now this year, kwa say on kwa ebeden. Say this year, kwa climate change conference na ebeden. Eh? President Akufo-Addo will lead Ghana's delegation to climate change negotiators to this COP26 in Egypt. And the delegation, about 322 people. Minister Dr. Koko Free, he health minister and Katan Oka. Osinyo omunyana government officials, but omunyana so ko Ghana for the betu taxpayers money. Minu mi enu sika na e coins ye 11 no, ene ye di kotua. Ye 11 no. Eti grant say NDC has nothing new to offer. Tell the Piaga Kano. NDC need nothing new to. Enya NDC na tia konya so say 2020 about one year koto ye we are to ama NDC. Ye to ma MPP. Why? Because everybody believes that MPP you can fix Ghana. You can change Ghana. Enya NDC. Ye need NDC nyenti. Once 2061 the Sulia yi President Mama. 1 million vote more and they separate you on only President Akufo-Addo. Ye try say Oluma no kra was wa ge penisa na ye to abama no. It is a waba. Na say you are not changing things ah. Ghana for corner 2060 omo ye hallelujah hallelujah no. Omo kra na si crucify you. Masa, wadwuma so ani. Because this is not what you told us. This is not what you told us. Wow, here muna wako jina IMF. Ana ukuta cap bonshia. Na odi ya lala sulala IMF mo maya kakra. IMF ye nisika. IMF the economy is in crisis. IMF the economy is in ambulance. IMF ye hunchire. What the delegation of 322? Hey, are you serious? What the delegation 320 and I call one conference. One single conference. Eti busa won say, hey, Ghana home. One conference oh. Unye IMF negotiation in Poma usika maye. What they call one conference. This is the issue where say you can't answer. 22 ya calculation in mama says
see, this is the person on Kanokre. Samamwe. On Kanokre. She doesn't tell truth. Onims in the Kanokre. What I say. Now, and then Besame Kanasan Kakrabi. So that you understand. So that you understand that people like this Omunim Kasa. Wait a minute. Mami we hang kasana. Odina TV so bo achievement. Mahama ye. This woman. And then what's the more can say unim say NDC yet? I don't get it. I don't know where the tongue twisting comes from. In a sense, say unim pa sa Asamoah kano entro. Unim pa, you know what you're saying is wrong. Unim pa. And then look at what you're saying. That Ghanaians knew that Mahama was not good, that it is the MPP that can change Ghana. Go back to history and go and check what MPP did anytime they were in power. Even for the time that Akufo-Addo's father was a ceremonial president. Tell us the achievement that his father made. Tell us the achievement that Akufo-Addo has made. and go back and tell us what Mahama did within 3 years, 3 years, 4 months. Mumpe nukure, enu na edi enya, nukura mumpe, enu na ne edi enya maya ye basa, ye nyema nyina nkuye, because you people cease to speak truth. You thought Akufo-Addo could do better, and you tell me, how is Akufo-Addo doing? You can't just complain about this and say Akufo-Addo is this and Akufo-Addo is that and all that. You know that man is bad. You know he is worse. And don't pretend as if this is something that is new. You know this man is an expenditure crow. Unim. Nukure kenti and your time. You people can't speak truth to anything in this country. Nti na otuo eka ewanum say efere say mama nye NDC nye. I'm telling you, in the history of our politics, NDC has done much good to this country than this our MPP. How many times has the MPP been in power? Kufo 8 years, Akufo-Addo 8 years, 16 years. That's equal to John Rawlings being in power and the things he did. Rural electrification that went far. More MPP for more be catch there Ghana. In fact, more papa food papa no money mo send mo money mo. More be catch Ghana for more ma order say more be any rural electrification biom. Because you don't see the reason why light should be going to the villages. You prefer the money to be in your stupid pockets and you eat it. So, and to be honest with you, some of these things need to be spoken to. These issues need, attention. Because mobo say to me kind of kure away abrabum to the extent say obata time bit say the nim dua because say kokonta ba no be track say Ghana yenim yankopon na hard times say wo no an extent of the end time to come. Inti broni if anything US inflation 8.2. US inflation and say US inflation 8.2. Ghana there 40.4. What Jimmy? Is this good to you? Does it sound good to you? And Akufo-Addo? Which president had an inflation of 40% in this country? Now history. You can't. Because you people hate truth. But you more like a show why? Please like the show for me. But you more like a show no emame na mo share and so emame na me pacho. You are doing very well, but I would love that as sweet as you people are, you will subscribe to Saforo Media so that people will be able to see what is going on Saforo Media. Pacho, Bomodia, go to Saforo Media and try your very possible best to how do you call it, to subscribe. Benye videos ni biashwe trending videos no Kung Fu Part 2 no, it's a trending video. Yes, it's a trending video. It's moving. And but your also you're going to also look at it, watch it, and other videos on there. And we can all share ideas and see the wisdom we're trying to put out there. Into Bacho share, like, love, show no. I'm Bacho Bomodia na subscribe to Saforo Media. Bacho ko YouTube see na press it, share Saforo Media and subscribe. And let's go on. We want to get 100 plus by the end of the week. We are almost 70. We are 76. Yes, we are 76. And so we are trying to get back to, how do you call it? If we can get back to maybe 100 this week or something, I'll be very happy. 100 subscribers. Then bacho bomodia na subscribe. you will have fun. You will have fun. I go pon share no page no kese. Why? Into manko dan Asamoah asem so dan Asamoah gi mienu de. Mr. Mama enka ho asem o. Because number 1, dan Asamoah oye illiterate, oye jimifo, onim nyansa. Na me face call Pentecost, so onko Pentecost. Oye apostolic ni. What I say? Oye apostolic ni. Na ne jimie ni ne nkwasa asem o di no. Aye moroso, aboroso atwam. Atwam. Nti mpacho momma en bomodi a ne yenko yanim bedomo munti ne te ha kama da ka me pana ka be yedwuma na be bibia ka me manage ho. But the point is me pese wo so te ase no hunu se mu ho donti na egusu yete ha ye ne mudi nkomo se yetumi papa nye we mu ye wo Ghana. So we are still talking the way we talk in Srubia. The kind of question that we say kanu nti besre mu momfa we ye mwa na monta ye chi monta ye chi yenko yanim. I were only 76 subscribers. To remember modia na yanko ye yanko subscribe to Safari Media. Na yanhwe Kung Fu 1 and 2 no ho. We have live worship and stuff over there as well. Nti enka eno no ebe energy sem e da mame pa. Na me share na share video no mame. Na yangusu na yanko yanim. Na me share pa. Nti this is how far our politics has become. Ababaye edaho aye basa aye fichu because nkwasiafo no mo pese mo no mbeye adwuma. They want to work with foolish people. What I say, they want to work with people who are not intelligent so they can sway them. And I always tell you, that's the Kuvado's thinking. Ono the person or sway ono obia or bon onye irrelevant to what is being done. No? Now what you may control, no? And that's the kind of person that Kufado is. In Ghana, there you have a problem. I don't know what is going to happen the next year. But in some bibri bekoso, no bibri bekoso, I am why. The moment I am bomodia, ne share there, as a people. The mammy with the munjara as a man, and money be wha, womudu stage bia, womu power na, omunyano. Just look at the Asamoah and ne, so old painting in kakra, or who life kakra, out to be dressing a bejinai. On for the good hoodie, or to be the tea, or and home, come or polishing himself bosom. On no case you. Nanipa say, Usha, a dear pa, I obey to me, a dear bre or mine, a dear papa be pa na obey to me. And you know, sometimes the people who do the damage you cranny and crofonoa, just say, Usha moi, until moi say, Jimmy Ashomoma, Usha moi, would you know one tia said that because of their illiteracy. Mobon, omonim de ekoso. What I say, intino, omeyanko, ye de beye, na menim se Yakupon, ede nemre pa ebeba.
Sama, then me opinion bonnie. We're going to talk about Ghana economy classes, class. Oh, and we're going to talk about everywhere what is going on. I've seen videos about people. My in-law, I will need your English. I see a video where a lady saying that 1 gallon of oil, it's 12 million. That means almost if manka sama, then me opinion bonnie. We're going to talk about Ghana economy classes, class. Oh, and we're going to talk about everywhere what is going on. I've seen videos about people. My in-law, I will need your English. I see a video where a lady saying that 1 gallon of oil, it's 12 million. That means almost if manka sama, then me opinion bonnie. We're going to talk about Ghana economy classes, class. Oh, and we're going to talk about everywhere what is going on.
I've seen videos about people. My in-law will need your English. I see a video where a lady saying that 1 gallon of oil, it's 12 million. That means almost if manka wasama, then me opinion bonnie. We're going to talk about Ghana economy classes, class. Oh, and we're going to talk about everywhere what is going on. I've seen videos about people. My in-law will need your English. I see a video where a lady saying that 1 gallon of oil, it's 12 million. That means almost if manka wasama, then me opinion bonnie. We're going to talk about Ghana economy.
Yo, that's why I mean about Ghana economy crisis. Ghana economy crisis. Me pass and pa, but you must say no. Don't touch it, please. Yana don't go. You must say no. Nka wasem. Nka wasem. Why? Nka wasem kura. You don't understand. Ntiasi. Nka wasem. Bacho. All right. So yeah, because so, and check maybe your phone lines no. Into no. The other Asamoah catch ye no. Because you see, or no dear. When you sika, your man is kedi. Okotunyum. Ni any fine. Into on tishi ase. On tishi ase. The Akoso about no. Into no. The phone lines are going to be open in the next 5 minutes. But you say, only phone line now, me pacho phone line in here. I'll take like 2 calls, and then we're going to be on our way to do what we're supposed to do as a people. The phone line is on 0201 772417. Yes, over to me. A fresh number we Sisia near Bonkomo. I Pacho every year Bomodia subscribe to Safari Media. Safari Media. I subscribe to Safari Media. See Ikusua Yeshe. Yawaha Yeshe Diako. I share video my Mr. Obi Akoha 76 subscribers. I know war. But you're going to subscribe, mammy. Why? I could put share YouTube for the Facebook for Safari Media. I'm going to subscribe it. I'm on like shows. Hi. Kung Fu 1 and 2 no. I already we 3 beba. But for before 3 beba no, there's another video out. I hear the ghosts must be crazy. And also another video Usha when you pa another video kama pa intibomodia na share. I mean say yakupon bema when yaji because nini nyina na ye until before you buy calls no. Before you buy calls no. But the ghost must be crazy. Pretty doing Bremo.
Let's me dance. Say me di me papa dia. Oh, bo ma baso. Nemo ma we ai. Me come what ase enede. Say we ase wo twu mu ni betin eye pe me ozu. Anya dia me kom.
Wo ba kom de wo ba kom.
Sha.
Wo ba kom. Nega, wo ba kom. Wo kom na ho na kom. Wo ba kom, wo ba kom.
Afa, ozu. Sa akom no a wo ka ho asem no. For me papa side. Na so ba pani no ho.
Me ba pani no Ivan.
Anya Ivan no ko university no. So no ho.
Me ba pani Ivan sa ko university no. Me nko fa Ivan na mbram embekom.
Ah, over me ba, me ba. Ade ne ho nse.
Oni bi.
Ya kwa mboga. Ofa. Asam na wo kan no. Minimi nua nkuma no, ya mfa nya adwuma.
Osu.
Ya mfa nya adwuma. Ya kofie.
Me osu me tintosio engu fo ensa enfa ma.
So bi bedi dia. So bi bedi adan dia.
Wo se wo de wo boga ntino. Wa penti dan no kama no
me bi ba me ne ma mo ntibi bedi akon.
Me se ma mentum nansi fo ma nya adwuma se.
Osu. Me
osu.
Enti Asamoah wo kan no na ka ahyase na ka aba wo mu because we ska akọ ne bam na ka aba na isi a wo gina a wo se kan san se mu die me ma me ka asem kire wa akọ me nkom wo ye nipa boni nipa na Asamoah ka kire mi me ma me bete wo ye ko wi ni papa
o ma me nya bia o
wo ye nipa boni ni ofa
wo tie ha me wo don sorry ko
wofa
sorry ko sa me nim se wo ti sa wo ya wo fa ti timi fo sa kan ko na me nya ko kan ko
mi twam kura wo ye nipa boni fo na wo me ka kire ma me ko ka kire ma me
mwan
wo ye wudi ni papa wo bo man wo
pu mare na dwe
wo ma me ni
wuni no mo pam adaka me mom na me sa kon
Father tell me to say no dey offer we am bu ani so because dey away na too much so ati ase we am me feel it ya
ene wo ti akro na na
mo ya o mo ni so ye
me shaye enka na nya ne no
o do hu twitwe
me de mo twitwe
yamanfo ba
me saw
wo fa me ne my baby yamanfo do hu twitwe me no oni aba man
Bodio, yeah, hey, bodio, yeah, what? Bodio, yeah, bodio, yeah, bodio, yeah, bodio, yeah, hey, bodio, yeah, what? Bodio, yeah, bodio, yeah, bodio, yeah, bodio, yeah, hey, bodio, yeah, what? Bodio, yeah, bodio, yeah.
All right. But I say, Egusu a ye call him. My person say, phone lines are open. Ubesa offer a friend. I mean, my time kakra bi. Na yen kona ye won ye ma ye na yen koye. Na yen koye no yen be pray for china. O chance die so ebeba. Nti Yakobon shira pa. Nti no ye call him. Yes. All right. So yen koye him. Nti no dia koso no. Nti mechia. Ama catch us a chia unya catch unya say. This is a time that we have to change government. Samre we may bomb pass BNC, Nasa Aqua will be sorry free so. Yes, bomb pie. So be sorry free so. Na yanso it to me who am a papa. And open I say here because there's nobody that can do work like Mahama. It's going to be very difficult to find somebody who can do work like Mahama. And Yajuma. It will be very difficult. Very, very difficult. Until Mesro. And Menaso, you be calling him to message so one more say, who best subscribe it to channel way now. What you may keep it there, cause maybe be a buy a bit natural. And yes, you take a crack, our law, no the police, no, or more way of working is animal. Message also bet share movie now so I could him. I could put share YouTube for Facebook for and me sham the inquiry him. Until some radio and Menaso, your best son, yensa. Na aye before fro no china enso yaba oba full vigor ochina nakopo nsha no pagya anyo kese epacho like show no share mo bi nakopo onshira ɔmpagya no ɔyɛ kɛseɛ medɔ wate aye keep following us keep following Kevin Taylor and making sure say abenya nyinaa wobɛsesa w'adwene wɔ nneɛma bebree ho ɛsiane sɛ voting na ɛba no yɛma ano ayɛ den this time no yɛbɛ make sure sɛ MPs no yɛbɛyi ɔmo na afei ɔmo tena ase a ɔmo adwene ho that's what we are saying. Yes, thank you very much and God bless you. I love you so much. Good night.